American guy was living in the South American country of Bolivia in its largest city known as La Paz. He was taking a stroll down the street when he saw a guy drop a large roll of bills. Then this happened.
Couldn't take it no more, so I left the matrix.
And my money just tripled. I had a good time and it cost me a little. So I found peace, tranquility, faith in my abilities.
I couldn't fake no more, so I left the matrix.
Good day, my people. This is Profe Gayu, and this is another week of Dominican news accompanied with an expat travel story. I have 3 local stories and 1 travel story, so stay tuned.
Dímelo, profe, ¿qué lo que pasa? Profe Agayu.
This first story comes from Diario Libre, which is a Spanish language news source from the Dominican Republic. And in this news source, I found that an American who was traveling on his boat from San Juan, Puerto Rico to puertoplata in the Dominican Republic reported that he was shot at by 3 men who were traveling in a boat and who fired with automatic long weapons while he was located nearby the coast of Samaná. The guy's name is Spencer Sullivan, and he made the complaint on Facebook and other message boards, and also to the authorities in the Dominican Republic. And he warned sailors that they need to be cautious of sailing in the Caribbean because there are real pirates of the Caribbean in the Caribbean. He also said that the event occurred while he was located off the coast of Samaná, near Ensenada La Herradura. He was able to start the boat and maintain a good distance as he left the shore, and no one was hurt. In addition, Sullivan, contacted the U.S. Coast Guard, and the U.S. Coast Guard quickly came and provided air support until he arrived at the next port. And for those of you who like to take those small cruises from one port to another port in the Dominican Republic, definitely be careful. Also, for those of you who like to enjoy those yacht parties off the coast of the yard, also beware because this is happening. And this is the first case that I've heard in the Dominican Republic, but I've heard other cases in the Caribbean and Central American region of these pirates. So definitely be careful. So the next story comes from Diario Libre and CDN, which are both Spanish language news sources in the Dominican Republic. And this is in reference of the dengue fever epidemic that is happening in the Dominican Republic. The emergency and consultation areas of the leading pediatric hospitals of Santo Domingo were full of children with fever, headache, vomiting, and diarrhea yesterday. At the national level, the health system reports more than 303 suspected cases of dengue fever currently. And still, most of them are concentrated in the National District and in the Santo Domingo province, mainly in Santo Domingo Norte, which is where Villa Maya is located. And there, the authorities are redoubling awareness campaigns to families to eliminate mosquito breeding sites that produce this disease. And as you can see in this video, there are officials out there fumigating to get rid of these mosquitoes. And this year alone, in Santo Domingo Norte, there has been over 700 cases of dengue fever. So like the report says, Villa Maya and Santo Domingo Norte have been hit the hardest with these cases of dengue fever. So be sure that you are monitoring one another for symptoms as this disease is spreading quickly. So the third story I have is from CDN, and this is about the Pedernales Development Project. So the president, Abinader, he expressed that the construction of this domestic airport will be inaugurated in 2024 in the San Juan region. And this will have a positive impact on the agricultural sector of the province, as the airport can host aircrafts that fumigate, which can help maintain the agriculture industry in that region. And it will also benefit the development of the San Juan region. Now, this is after the announcement that an international airport to be called Cabo Rojo International Airport will be constructed in Pedernales, which is located right on the southern border with Haiti. And this is the first time in history that the airport department embarks on the construction of 2 airports in an effort that is part of the tourism development project of that province. This would have a positive impact on the agricultural sector of the Dominican South through the use of aircraft fumigation and other multiple service activities that the airports can provide. And all of this is all connected to the Pedernales development project, which includes the construction of 9 hotels, an international airport, a shopping center, and a wastewater treatment plant, and an electrical transmission system that will span over 10 years. So I am excited to see how all this will pan out in the Dominican South. So I have this expat travel story. It takes place in Bolivia. So an American guy, he was walking down the street in La Paz, Bolivia, minding his own business, when suddenly a guy ran by and dropped a large roll of bills on the sidewalk. Immediately after, a second guy picked up the roll of bills that were dropped and asked the American guy, "Did you see who dropped this?" And then he showed the large roll of bills. The American guy pointed in the direction of the guy who dropped the bills. Then he asked if the American guy can go with him to point out the guy who dropped the bills. So they start walking, and they turn the corner into a less busy side street. And then the guy asks him if he wanted to split the large roll of bills that the guy had dropped. And then he showed him the money. Suddenly, the first guy who dropped the bills showed up and threatened the American guy. And somewhere in there, the other guy picks the American guy's pockets and drops the roll of bills on the ground, which turned out to be counterfeit bills. Crazy, right? So the moral of this story is, do not bother with strangers on the street. I know you may feel like you're in a foreign country and everything may be exciting and interesting, but when you think that people on the street are just being nice or just need assistance, but in many cases, if not most cases, they are playing you. They are scamming you. And they get super creative when it comes to these scams down. So be careful. Be careful out there, my people. Be careful. Well, that's all I got, mi gente. Thanks for tuning in, Profe Gallo, with this week's Dominican Republic news, and come back for more news next week as well as other content. Peace. What up, my people? Hola, mi gente. Gracias por tu apoyo. Da me gusta, sigue mi canal y comparte con toda tu familia. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please give it a like and subscribe and share with all your family if you enjoy my content. Peace.